Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to episode 13 of my show Wrestling with Brent. Uh, Gonna talk a little WWE news, give the AEW Dynamite review from last night, and the Ring of Honor review from Saturday. So let's get started. Really quickly, just on some small news. I've heard a rumor that there's a rumor going around that Ricochet's leaving WWE. He come out and denied it, so we'll see what happens with that. I'm not really sure. If he was smart, he would leave because I mean he ain't doing nothing no way. They pretty much buried him. They ain't letting him do anything. So I mean he's not getting not a stand there. Uh, they basically been wasting him this whole time he's been there. Um, so if he got a chance, I think he should leave and go to either New Japan or AEW. Uh, yep. Uh, Also, I saw a report that during the Thunder Rosa Iblis match last night, that Iblis and her apparently wasn't getting along or didn't get along before the match started backstage, and Iblis started throwing some real shots at Thunder Rosa, and Thunder Rosa threw some back, and Iblis didn't want to sell or anything, so Thunder Rosa took care of it. In other words, that's interesting. Wonder if that really happened or not. Hope Iblis ain't being a problem backstage or in AEW because she's very good. Hopefully, she doesn't have an attitude problem or anything. Was a very good match last night, which I'll go into in a little bit. But I really enjoyed it, and I was glad Thunder Rosa won. Great match. I'm a fan of Iblis as well, but I was glad Thunder Rosa won. I picked Thunder Rosa to win. Uh, All right, so let's start with the reviews. First, I'm gonna do the Ring of Honor review. For those that don't know, Ring of Honor had their first show back since they uh, stopped everything a while back because of the coronavirus and all. Uh, it was Saturday, and they brought back the Ring of Honor Pure tournament, the Pure Championship title. Now, to be honest with you guys, first time I've ever seen any of the Pure tournament. I didn't even know what the rules was. First time I've ever seen the belt. I've watched Ring of Honor off and on for years, and so I wasn't familiar with the Pure tournament or the Pure style or anything like that. Uh, Thought this was a very good episode. I really liked it. It was very different. This, in my opinion, it was more like if I don't know what you call it, like collegiate wrestling or high school wrestling, or I guess they call it shoot wrestling, where they have takedowns and stuff like that. Um, but it was really good. I really liked it, and I'll try to explain it best I can quickly, and then I'll go into the AEW review. All right, I'll see if I can explain a little bit of it to you. 4 episodes will each feature two opening round tournament matches. This is the first of those 4 episodes. All opening round matches have 15-minute time limits. In the case of a tournament, there are three judges who will decide on the winner: Gary Juster, Will Ferrara, and Fumi Sakai. Here's the rules for the pure tournament rules. Uh, Every match begins and ends with the code of honor handshake. Each wrestler has 3 rope breaks to stop submission holds and pinfalls. After a wrestler has used all 3 of their rope break, submission, and pin attempts on or under the ropes by the opponent are considered legal. Closed fist punches to the face are not permitted. Punches to other parts of the body are permitted, excluding low blows. The first use of a closed fist results in a warning. A second will be a disqualification. Any wrestler who interferes will be automatically terminated from the roster. Right, so the first match, Block A, we had Jay Lethal versus Dalton Castle. Um, this was a really good match. I really liked it. Jay Lethal won. It's kind of hard to describe and go into detail about the match, just the way it was, but it was a good match. It was worth watching. It was interesting, kept my interest. I liked it. So, good match. The second match was Jonathan Gresham versus Willie Utah. I've never heard of seen a Willie Utah before. I liked during this tournament before each match started, they had like the wrestlers talking, like basically gave it like their life story or journey over the last few years to get to this tournament, and it was really good, very interesting. So I like that. This was a good match. I thought for the very first time I've ever seen Willer Yuta. Thought he did a really good job, and I like him a lot. I think he's got a lot of talent. Um, Jonathan Gresham won, and next week in the tournament it'll be David Finlay, Rocky Romero versus Rocky Romero, Block A. Delirious and Matt Sydal will be in Block B, so that should be interesting. Yep. So a good episode of Ring of Honor, and I'm glad they're back. Um, NXT was pretty good last night. Uh, Trying to think if there's anything really noticeable I could say about it. Not really, but it was a good episode. It was worth watching. Yep. All right, so now to the AEW Dynamite review from last night. Um, First match we had FTR with Tully Blanchard versus Jurassic Express with Marco Stone at ringside. This wasn't a title match for the title, but if Jurassic Express won, they would get a shot at the title, get to FTR. Um, Jungle Boy continues to attempt roll ups. Meanwhile, Luchasaurus dives over the barricade onto the fans because Cash moved. Jungle Boy hits a suicide dive to Dax, then flips over the ropes for a sunset flip to Dax. The Cash rolls him up and holds on to Dax to secure the pinfall. FTR got the win. This was a very good match. I liked it. The dive where Luchasaurus jumped to the dived over the dives out in the crowd was awesome over the barricade. Very good match. I liked it. Uh, as I said, FTR won. Uh, so back. All right, after that, we cut backstage with part of that Matt Hardy laying down and holding his leg. Cassidy and Quinn say they don't know what happened, but then Jericho and Hager run up and they're concerned a little bit. Jericho has his bat and says he'll see the kids later. So it looks like Jericho and Hager injured Matt Hardy. That was a funny little segment. Uh, Commercial break. Kenny Omega joins the commentary team for the next match. This match is Frank Kazarian versus Adam Hangman Page. This was a good match, I thought, too. Um, Frankie body slams Page that looks for a springboard, but Hangman catches him for a powerbomb and no near fall. Hangman goes to the apron, but Frankie slides through his legs to the floor. Page misses the moonsault and Frankie throws him to the apron, only for Page to bounce back with a lariat. Page gets him inside. They fight by the apron, and Page finally hits the buckshot layup for the win. Adam Page won. After the match, Kenny gets up and leaves to come to the table. Heyman looks for him, but he's gone, so he takes a drink. A lot of people was bagging on Kenny Omega's commentary from what I've seen and heard, but I thought it was okay. He's not great on commentary, but he's not like, god awful either. Kenny Omega's promos have never been very good. Kenny just, that's really just him. That's just the way he is. He's just very relaxed and laid back and carefree and like, whatever, on promo. And that's really how he is. It's just him being him. Uh, yeah. And that's okay with me. I love Kenny. I mean, his promos and stuff ain't very good if you want to say that, but I mean, he makes up for it. He don't have to talk. I mean, his matches, his work in the ring, the way he works, his moves speaks for itself. I mean, he's great in the ring. I mean, I don't see what the big deal is. But, yep. All right. After that, we got a commercial break. Um, and back from commercial, we have MJF with Warlow versus John Dean. This was a very quick match. The Captain John Dean, I've seen him wrestle a lot on Dark, talented wrestler. This was a very, very quick match. I want to say maybe like a minute or 2 minutes long. MJF poked his eyes right as the bell rings, then applied the salt of the earth the arm lock for the win. Fujimaha armbar. So yeah, it was a good, short, quick squash match. MJF won. So after Warlow comes to the ring and throws Dean out, MJF says there's one thing we can agree on. MJF is an honest man. The crowd boo and chant, "You know you're not." MJF reminds everyone that Moxley cheated and says they can't handle the truth. He says he would still be undefeated. He should be the AEW World Champion. He wants to be known henceforth as the undefeated, undisputed, uncrowned AEW World Champion. MJF makes Justin Robertson out to him as such. MJF continues he can't get a fair shake. You have to be in a group and stable to get a push in AEW. And he's always presented himself a lone wolf, but maybe it's about time he joined the wolf pack. Regardless of what he decides to do, though, he's still better than us. We get a corny video highlighting the devastating nature of Ricky Stark's finishing moves and why they're so deadly. I thought the video was okay. Um, Eddie Kingston comes out alongside Lucha Bros, the Butcher and the Blade. He says he never lost the battle royal. He said he should be getting shot at Moxley. Also, they're not a stable. They're a family. He says they are a family of violence and they are agents of chaos. Butcher and Blade then attack some of the wrestlers at ringside. He says they're all good, but the Blade has to get his house in order, and that ends this lame segment. I didn't think it was lame. I thought it was pretty good. Um, Eddie Kingston, whenever he's on the mic or on TV, he just kind of has that the look about him kind of draws you in. You want to know what he's doing or whatever. Um, in my opinion, he has that captivating kind of look to him, act to him. He just seems so real and so honest and things like that, and just so genuine that it just makes you want to see more of him. Yep. We get a commercial break. Back from commercial, we have Private Party with Chris Jericho and Jake Hager. I thought this was a good match. I liked it a lot. Private Party looked very good. I thought they had several near falls in the match. I thought they was going to get the win several times. But Jericho and Hager won the match. Hager runs at Cassidy but misses and hits Jericho instead. Hager then throws Cassidy up in the air and he catches Jericho with a hurricanrana. Quinn clotheslines Hager with a rope to the floor. Cassidy forearms Jericho a few times. Y2J misses the Judas effect. Then Cassidy hits a springboard stunner and rolls out of the ring. Cassidy goes up top and misses a swanton bomb. And Jericho hits the Judas effect for the win. And also liked when Jericho hit Isaiah Cassidy with the Judas effect. You can notice as soon as he hit him, Cassidy really sold it because his uh, hand was shaking and quivering. I thought that was a nice touch. I thought that was a cool look. I thought it looked really devastating when he hit him with it. After the match, Jericho continues attacking Cassidy, then applies the Lion Tamer. Quinn comes in and drops Jericho. Jericho pulls Y2J out of the ring and they leave. Thought it was cool. Good match. I liked it. Commercial break. After commercial, we have the NWA Women's Championship match. Ronda Rousey versus Dee Bliss with Diamante. Thought this was a very good match. Um, Mosley hits a Russian leg sweep, then rolls backwards into a crossface. Iblis gets to the ropes, then jumps up, goes to the apron, and attempts a springboard. Rosa catches him for a Death Valley driver and near fall. Iblis hits a snapmare and a kick to the face, and Rosa catches her for a tombstone and wins. This was a good match, so I was glad Ronda Rousey won. Next, we get a skip from Kip Sabian and Miro and Penelope Ford. Miro's bench pressing. Kip says they aren't just the best gamers. Miro gets beat up and says he wants to devour someone. Then says he has to organize the best party and it's going to be the best one ever because he's the best man. I don't think they could have. I felt it was okay. Okay segment. I'm excited to see Miro wrestle and In my opinion, I think what they're doing is they're making Miro look goofy, but I believe put him in this storyline with Kip and Penelope. I think he's gonna eventually I think he's gonna sabotage the wedding on Dynamite and attack Kip Sabian to start a feud between him and Kip Sabian. It's my guess. So we'll see. I think that's where they're going with it. But we'll see. Uh, all right, we get a commercial break. Back from commercial. Lance Archer comes out with Jake Robertson. He attacks the guy at ringside, as you might expect. Robert says that what he calls a proper entrance. Roberts asks some philosophical question and says, "You often find yourself with odd bedfellas." He needs two parts for Archer, and so he asks Taz to come out. Taz comes to the ring and says all two Tats have to do business with them. The trio of Archer, Starks, and Cage is a big deal. And speaking of deals, they've already agreed that Archer will give Cage the first title shot. Archer says Taz is the enemy of his enemy right now, and then so they'll team for now. Archer says he will destroy John Moxley and him, Cage, and Archer will go Godzilla on Daily's place. John Moxley meets the kids, and he comes in the crowd. Two fans attack Moxley, but it's Cage and Stark. Security tries to help, but gets thrown over the railing. They toss Moxley into a wooden box. Then Will Hobbs runs up to help out and beats them with chairs. Moxley reappears and says Jake has a really good team assembled, but his partner is Will Hobbs and wants Darby Allin to help out next week. Then I'll just run down the carpet, which include that six-man tag. Street and Rosa versus Lee Belize and Diamante, and appearance from Jericho. Uh, Today we have it. Next week we have Moxley, Darby Allin, and Will Hobbs in a six-man match, tag team match against Starks, Brian Cage, and Lance Archer. So I think that should be awesome. Really looking forward to that match next week. Next week's cards is just loaded. It's gonna be a great, feels almost like a pay-per-view show. Uh, Commercial. All right, now back from commercial, we have the main event. The match I think a lot of people was waiting for. The whole night. So was I. I was not disappointed. It was a very good match. Probably the best parking lot brawl I've ever seen. Definitely better than the one Adam Cole and Velveteen Dream had in NXT. Um, much as I like Adam Cole, his match is usually good. Adam Cole can make anything good, but even him couldn't save that match. It was not a very good match that won NXT, but this one was great. I loved it from the very opening. The setting was awesome. Um, they had people and all standing around cars and stuff, and just awesome, screaming and hollering and fist up, and it was just really cool. Um, it was a very good match. Uh, so they're fighting on the car. Trent got powerbombed on the roof, hit the left and powerbombed Trent with the car windshield. Uh, Santana and Ortiz hit do that. They left and powerbombed Trent with the car windshield. Trent comes back with the baseball bat and chokes Santana, then breaks wood over the back of Ortiz. Trent runs but gets back. Body dropped on some bins by Santana. The heels used the wood to beat best friends. Then Santana gets a lead pipe and aims to hit Chuck with it. Suddenly, Orange Cassidy pops out of a car trunk with a chain wrapped around his fist and hits the orange punch to Ortiz. Because, of course, the babyface would have to cheat, Chuck and Trent are suddenly fine, and Taylor hits a power driver to Santana on a car hood. Trent hits Storm Zero to Ortiz through the plywood in the back of the truck, and that's it. Best friends won. Um, Funny, at the end of the match, Trent's mom, Sue, comes up in her minivan. She got the minivan fixed. They're all getting in the van. Uh, Sue hugs Trent as he's getting in the van. Trent's back's all blooded and stuff. Uh, they have like a long little pause when they're pulling out, and they stop and pause. Everybody's like, "What's going on?" And you look, and Trent's mom flips the bird out of the window. So I thought that was funny. She drives off. She flipped off the tail. I thought that was a nice little touch. It was just really cool how they done it. The whole match I thought was cool. It's hard to describe. It was just nonstop chaos since the match started. There was a lot going on. So I really liked it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this match. I liked the ending. I liked the nice little touch with Sue at the end. I thought that was good, and getting the mini man fixed, I really liked it. So great match. Uh, yep, and that's all for this episode of our Dynamite. I'll give this episode about a 7 out of 10. I thought it was very good, possibly an 8 out of 10, because I mean that parking lot balls are good. But I'm gonna stick with my original projection of 7 out of 10. My original reaction, 7 out of 10. So it was a really good show. I really liked it. So, yep. Uh, anyway, that's all for this review for this week, and I'll be back next week with another review. Hope everybody's doing well and staying safe. Hope everybody's staying away from Corona. Happy wrestling. See you.